well and truly haunted. I know it's like a nursing home right now, but it's meant to be where Guy Fawkes' assistants, the ones who were helping him with the gunpowder plot, they apparently hid out there at this Holbeach house, and then the Cavaliers came and killed them within the grounds of the house.
So get ready to be spooked between now and 1 on Beacon FM.
Have you ever seen a ghost? Do you think it's a load of old codswallop? Do you think it's like an old wives' tale, like grannies say, oh yes, they come back to see that you're all right? Or do you think there's a lot of truth in it? If you've got any opinion, either way, telephone number you've got to call is Wolverhampton 754 123 and Shrewsbury 236 235. Our Ghostbusters, those intrepid, brave people who've got more balls than I have to go out there and go looking for ghosts, and we'll be checking in with them all throughout the night. But your ghost stories and stuff like that, that's what we want. If you know anything about Holbeach House near Himley, that is apparently well haunted. It's all the Guy Fawkes sort of thing. All of his co-conspirators were hiding out there. The Cavaliers came up from London and they killed a lot of them in the house near, where is it? Himley. It's Holbeach House. And apparently it's like it's a nursing home right now as well. All right, then, we got a ghost story. We got a man on the line, and we got Trevor on 5. Hi, Trevor.
Hi.
You all right?
I'm fine, thank you. And how are you?
I'm great. I'm feeling a little bit spooked out, though.
I bet you are, no.
It's probably my own fault for having candles and things like that in here. So, do you believe in ghosts, or do you think it's a load of old rubbish?
I absolutely believe in ghosts.
All right, then. Whereabouts are you, Trevor?
I'm in Wentzfield.
All right, then. Have you seen a ghost?
I believe so, yes. It was very real at the time, and two of my mates experienced it with me at the same time.
So tell us about it, then.
It was a couple of years ago. We was in this old derelict house called Polish's, and there were no locks on the bathroom door where we were entering. All of a sudden, the door has slammed shut. We tried to open it, but we couldn't. There was no lock on the door.
Yeah.
And we tried to open it. One of my mates turned around, and he started screaming and shouting. We turned around, and believe it or not, there was a headless body in the bath. It was quite literally headless. The guy had his head under his arm.
Ugh. So what did you do?
Well, I would say it on radio, but it wasn't a pretty sight, I tell you.
Did you run out of the place?
Yes, something like that, yes.
So have you ever told anyone about this?
Yeah, I've told many people. They don't believe me, and that's fair enough, you know. But I believe it was a genuine experience.
Is this place still standing?
As far as I know, it is.
Where is it exactly?
It's in London. It's on my old estate, actually.
Yeah.
A couple of years later, they actually renovated it, and there was a family living there.
Really?
Yes, there was.
More bottle than I have.
Poor people, yes.
Oh,
so, yeah, I believe in ghosts. I mean, it's not the first experience I've had. I've had quite a few. So, but that was the most harrowing experience with a ghost I've ever had.
So what else has happened to you?
Well, I was in a haunted school. Well, it was reported to be haunted anyway. Picking conkers, as you do at a very young age, with my brother and a mate of mine. And all of a sudden, we've heard this voice, or these voices, sorry, all around us saying our names. We dismissed it at first as our mates playing a practical joke, but then they got louder and scarier and very deep, as a deep voice goes. And they started really shouting and screaming, so we just dropped everything and ran. We ran for our lives. We threw our pants, but...
So whereabouts was this school?
It was Warwick Park School in London. And the report was that there was a kid playing a keyboard, and it blew up in his face and killed him.
So it's a pretty recent thing, then?
It's probably still going around today, this story, but this was like, a couple of years ago, 8 or 9 years ago.
Wow.
something like that. But it was, my mate who was with me at the time, a couple of years later, tried to say it was him that was doing the voices. No chance. Because he was the one that first told us about the voices.
Wow.
We thought it was him as well, but, he wasn't saying a thing.
Right, hold on 1 second. Can you just bear with me?
Yeah, sure.
We just got across to the Beacon FM cellar where Joe's there. Are you there, Joe?
I'm here.
What's happening?
Everyone's been getting cold shivers sort of thing. And Nick and Mo, my friends, just popped out then, and I was facing the wall with my back to the door, just fiddling with the volume on my headphones, and I saw Mo walk past me. I turned round and there's nobody there. A male has just walked past me.
I've just got shivers right up my spine.
You have? You're not down here?
Andy just said into my headphones, you better go to Joe, she's upset.
Yeah, something like that.
So was it just like a figure of a man?
It was a bloke. It was just a tall man. How tall are you, mate?
5 foot.
5'11", about 5'11".
Joe, it's Andy.
Hello, Andy.
What was he wearing?
He was wearing a suit, dark suit,
A
like
dark
a proper suit.
Had he got any headgear on, a hat or...?
I didn't see that much because I only saw him out the corner of my eye, and because he was wearing a black suit, I thought it was Mo 'cause he's wearing all black, and it wasn't Mo. When I turned around, there was no one there.
Whoa. Well, you just enjoy yourself down there, Joe. Sleep well. You just take care. That's Joe in the Beacon FM basement, which is meant to be well and truly haunted. I've got shivers up my spine. I'm frightened. If you've got any good ghost stories, Wolverhampton 754-123 and Shrewsbury 236-235. It's today's Better Music Mix, Beacon FM, putting the willies up the West Midlands and Shropshire. Our man on the phone, he's still there?
Yes, I am.
Hey, that's spooky, isn't it?
Yes, I'm shaking like a leaf myself here.
Oh no, are you in the house alone?
No, I ain't.
Good. So what's the name of this school again? I want to see if anyone's got any history, any more history on it.
It's Warwick Park School in London, secondary school.
Warwick Park School.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll see if anyone knows any history on that one.
Okay.
Thanks very much for your call. You sleep tight and do ring back and let us know if anything spooky or weird happens, all right?
Absolutely.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers. Bye.
Putting the willies up the West Midlands and Shropshire, called the Beacon FM Spooky Spectacular on Wolverhampton 754-123 or Shrewsbury 236-235. Call now.
Hannah's on 4. Hello, Hannah.
Hiya.
You are one of our intrepid Ghostbusters. Now, you're at by Whitchurch.
Yep.
What's the name of the farm, then?
I don't know.
It's got a name. I had the name of the farm written down. Anyway, anything happening there, Hannah?
Oh, listen to this. We've just been speaking to Julie and Dan, that's the owners of the house that's here.
Yeah.
And they said that they have actually seen a ghost in the house before. They said it was like a flash in the bathroom.
Oh, no.
And they said the closer you get to the house, we're in the second barn to the house, they said the closer you get to the house, the more, like, presence you can feel.
Really?
So, yeah.
So
but
you
we're
just-
in
you're-
the second barn.
You're edging your way bit by bit to the house.
Well, we were going to duck outside a bit ago, but we got too scared, so we came running back in screaming. And then Julie and Dan came up to the window and, like, started making all these noises and jumped in, and it really scared us to hell. But we're surviving. We're having a great time here. Like young farmers for you.
Yeah, the young farmers, they're fearless, they are.
We are.
And they drink more than anyone, young farmers, I know, for a fact. All right, then, well, we'll keep updating us, okay?
Yep, I hope so.
All right, then, Hannah, you be careful out there, because it's spooky and full of weird things. It's Wolverhampton 754-123 and Shrewsbury 236-235. If you do know anything about this this Warwick Park School, any reason why there should be like a ghost or a spirit in the grounds of the school, do let us know. Apparently, like schools, especially boarding schools, there's loads of them that are haunted. And prisons. Are you in prison right now listening to this? Are you in a cell on your own? By the way, I had to do this because this girl rang me up earlier and said hi to Keith Tudor, who's in Shrewsbury prison. Kerry Evans in Stoke has been on the phone to say hi to you. Are you on your own, Keith? Are you in a cell on your own? Because apparently Shrewsbury prison is riddled with ghosts and ghoulies. I don't know if anyone's got like access to a phone, or if you're a warder there maybe, and you know Wolverhampton 754123 and Shrewsbury 236235. Spooky. Don't forget, we'll update you as well on the weather, because the river at Bewdley is going to get up to its peak at around about midnight tonight, so we'll let you know. Suzanne on 5. Suzanne, hello.
Hello, Nixie.
You're on Beacon FM.
Hi.
Right then. You sound a little bit, help, no.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Why?
Nervous.
I haven't put the willies up, you ever?
No, not yet, no.
Oh, not yet. All right then, come on.
Well, it happened about 19 years ago now. We lived in a house in Haybridge Road in Hadley.
Yeah.
And every sort of night when it was sort of getting dark, we used to see a figure come past the window.
You sure it wasn't the insurance man or something?
No, because you could only come past the window to get to the door, and you have to go back to get back out of the garden. And it never used to come back past the window.
Really?
And we used to think, this is really strange. So one evening when my dad coming from work...
Hold on, what immediately, what did you think? Did you think, oh, it's a ghost, or do you think we got a peeping Tom or something?
No, well, you used to just think, because it's on the main road, you should just think, well, maybe it was just a lorry or something going past. And you should, like, look at it really quickly, and you'd figure it was something else. So one night when my dad had just come in from work, he was sitting watching the TV, and he heard the front door open, and he thought, oh, that's the wife, she's going to put the milk bottles out.
Yeah.
And then he heard it shut again, and the living room door opened, and in walked this highwayman, and he pulled out a gun and shot at him, and my dad just got up, and he ran up the stairs, and he's shouting that he'd been shot. And
Hold on, let's just rewind here a bit. Don't put the psycho music on! He's trying to scare me. No, stop it! Stop it next door. Right, let's just rewind a little bit here. Your dad heard the front door go.
heard the front door open.
Yeah.
And he thought it was my mum putting the milk bottles out for the milkman the next day.
Yeah.
And he heard the door shut. So he thought, I wouldn't call out my mum's name. He just thought it was her. And then the living room door opened into the lounge. And in walked this fully dressed highwayman. Pulled out a gun, shot at him. And my dad wasn't going to wait to see whether it was, someone playing a joke. He just got up and ran.
So it seemed like a real man.
Like a real figure, yeah. He said it was so realistic, but he just got up and ran straight through it and up the stairs, and he was shouting that he'd been shot. And my mum was looking at it saying, sort of like, well, what you on about, you idiot, there's nothing wrong with you. So, and when we came to move out of that house, the people were coming to cut the keys off us and said, would you bring them to the house? And my dad said, no, you've got no chance. He wouldn't step foot in that house again.
So what time of day did this happen?
This was sort of early. This was about 10 o'clock at night when this happened. He was coming from work. But it really scared him. The house is quite scary. It's a Victorian house.
Yeah.
And everything, the bathroom and the toilet, everything is sort of downstairs. So you have to come downstairs at night. And it's a spiral staircase.
So do you know any history of the house or the area where it's in?
Apparently, it's an early Victorian house. But the land that it's on used to be a coaching path between coaching pubs, and very often you'd see a horse and carriages going through and just disappearing into new houses that are there now. And a couple that lived next door to us saw a gentleman walk through their living room on an old bridle path. They're very strange houses. I don't like walking past them.
Yeah.
Or even driving past them, which I do every day.
That's really spooky, because they do say that it could be, when you see like ghosts and apparitions and things like highwaymen and horses running into what seem to be brick walls, which are physically brick walls now, they say that they're in like a parallel universe, and they're still carrying on doing what they did when they were like physically here. And they're trapped there, and they keep on doing that. So you moved out of the house before you had a chance to sort the thing out?
Yes, we did. Well, my dad had an accident, so we had to give the house up because he lost time off work. So we were glad to go out of that house. But the house that we moved into, that got a ghost as well.
Here's a little question for you, though. Did you tell the new owners of the house?
No.
You charlatan! You horrible people!
No, because there's been 5 owners of the house
in
19 years that we've been out of there.
You're joking?
No, people keep moving in, and then after a couple of years, keep moving out. And the couple that are there now, I get tempted to think, well, should I go up and knock at the door and say, do you ever see anything or hear anything? I think no, because I can't bear to go by the house.
No, don't give me the address, but which area is this, just in case the people are listening in that house?
It's on Haybridge Road in Hadley.
All right, then. Are you in that house?
No.
I'm talking to the people who might be there.
Say no, I'm gonna...
So have you ever... Is that the only ghosty, spooky experience you've ever had?
No, when we moved out of there, we moved to a house in another part of Telford, and we had a ghost there. It was a little boy, and he'd fell down the stairs and broke his neck on the wire railings. And you used to see him turn the light on and off on the landing.
What? No.
And you just used to say to him, what do you want? Go away, and he'd go. He'd just walk off. We'd seen him quite a few times.
Hold on, your light was going on and off?
Yeah, you'd see him switching the light on and off.
What, you'd see a little boy?
A little boy on the landing. And we never saw him again after a couple of years of him doing it. He used to just say, go away, and he'd go.
Oh, like this really intrigues me, because I've been involved with things, I've felt things. It's another story. But, like, I haven't actually seen a ghost. Like, what did he look like?
He was about, I think when he died, he was 4. And he's got blonde hair. And I used to just see him standing there. And he used to really scare me, because I was only young, I was about 5 or 6. But my sister used to just say, what do you want? Go away. And he'd walk off and go. And then he stopped doing it after about 3 or 4 years of us living there.
Did your parents see this at all?
My mum did. My mum had seen him in the day.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really bother her anymore. She did, when we lived in Hadley, she used to see her mum.
Wow.
Very often see her mum. And her mum's buried up the northeast from where my mum comes from. She's buried up there.
God, you have a lot of luck with these ghosts, don't you?
I think they follow my mum round.
I know.
It doesn't bother her at all.
Right, what I want you to do, at midnight tonight, I want you to sit in a dark room, right? No lights at all. And I want you to see if anything happens, and if it does, give us a ring back.
Okay.
All right, then.
All right, then, Nixie.
Sweet dreams.
All right.
What are you doing?
Bye.
Bye. Right, we got Debbie on 4, who knows something about this whole beach house. You there, Debbie?
Hello.
You all right?
Fine, thank you.
Right, what do you know?
Well, all I can tell you is a little bit of the history of the place, stories that I've been told, and little things that have happened whilst I've worked there. Because Hall Beach House was owned by Mr. Stephen Littleton many years ago, and strong Catholics, and they were wanting to bring the government down. And
how long ago are we talking here?
Oh, hundreds of years ago.
All right.
He was actually part of the gang of people that plotted the downfall of the government, the gunpowder plot.
Oh, Guy Fawkes' friends.
That's right. And the story goes that they plotted it there, and Guy Fawkes was actually the London contact that was going to carry out the dirty deed.
Yeah.
And the Cavaliers, who were like the King's soldiers at the time, found out about this and besieged the property while there was a meeting going on, and basically they sort of shot most of the members of the gang.
On the grounds of this place, on the grounds of this whole big house.
Yes, some in the stable block, and some actually in the grounds. There are stories that there's a beheaded cavalier, headless cavalier, that is seen around the property and around Himley and Womben area. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but many people have said that yes, they have seen him. Whilst I've been working there, there's been quite a few noisy experiences, such as I've heard people walking up the stairs, and when I've gone to investigate, thinking that it might be a resident that's wandering about at night, there's been nobody there at all.
Wow.
Sudden drafts. We were all sitting one night, it was the early hours of the morning. We heard a loud noise as though somebody had jumped off something down onto the floor and was running along the corridor. Well, obviously, being a a nursing home with elderly people. No, none of our residents were capable of running at that sort of speed.
No, they're not Linford Christie, are they, at that
No,
age?
certainly not. And this was all in a matter of a few seconds, and we all sort of looked at each other and said, "My God, what was that?" And a few of them run upstairs to see what was going on, but obviously found nothing whatsoever. Everybody was tucked up in bed and fast asleep. So that was, to this day, we don't know what it was.
And did any of the old people, have they seen things then?
Well, none that I know of, but residents in the past, we had one old lady that was convinced and became very frightened at times and said there was strange men in her room that had come out of her wardrobe that were dressed in red uniforms with funny hats.
Wow. Right, I tell you what, you just bear with me, Debbie.
Yeah.
We're going to bring Steve into the conversation now.
Yeah.
He's on 3, he's got some more information. Are you there, Steve?
Hello, it's not a great deal of information, but I'd just like to say that I have occasion to visit Hull Beach House in a professional capacity, so regard myself as fairly objective, but I have to say I've been there 2 or 3 times, and frequently I sit in the foyer of Hull Beach House, waiting to be seen by the staff, and it's a very peculiar place to sit. It feels very strange. But what in fact happened was that several of the gunpowder plotters were actually killed on the doorstep of the house in a gun battle. But you can certainly feel very much an atmosphere there. And I have to say, I always kept a very much an open mind to such things. But you can certainly feel the atmosphere there. And that's in the broad light of day when I actually visit the place.
Debbie?
Yes?
Have you ever felt anything in the front entrance?
Not specifically in the front entrance, but the part of the building I used to work in was the old stable block, was built on where the old stable block was, which is where some of the members of the group were actually shot. And I always felt at night, when I walked down that corridor, there was definitely somebody watching me. And I would, on a number of occasions, turn around to see if there was anybody there. But I never actually saw anything.
Wow.
But there was also very loud banging noises, as though somebody was stamping their feet. Never found out what this was, but the one night it was really bad, and it actually woke a number of the residents up and frightened them very much. But we never ever found out what it was.
It's well spooky. Debbie, you hold on. Steve and Dudley, thanks for your call, mate.
You will.
Have a good night. Do sleep well, as well as you can sleep. You still there, Debbie?
Yes, I am, yeah.
Like this one at Hull Beach House, you're talking about noises all the time. Has there ever been any sightings?
Well, a friend of mine was actually working one night. I wasn't actually on duty at the time, but she felt a very severe draft very suddenly. And when she looked up, she saw a cloaked figure actually walk straight past her and through the wall, which absolutely terrified her.
I'll tell you, it would. You wouldn't get me back in the building, I tell you.
Well, I'm not easily spooked, but, sometimes it felt quite eerie.
Oh, Debbie, you just hold on then. We got another bit of information.
Okay.
We got Alex, who's on line 2, is at a sighting. Alex, are you there, mate?
Oh, all right, are you?
Right, what you got to tell us?
Well, growing up in Brmb, you get told all these local tales, but the one, myth which grew up was the horseman who was supposed to ride up from Hull Beach House up through Himley Woods and then follow what is now the route to the Bridge North Road, through Womben, out of the wagon horses, and then up towards Bridge North. Of course, apparently, when they were holed up in Hull Beach House, they had some allies who were, I think it was the Duke of Bridge North, and they wanted to try and get a message to him to come and help them. And local legend has it that they sent him a stable boy called Gideon Grove, and he managed to get as far as Himley Woods. He was chased by a group of what you call the Cavaliers, and he ran into the bog in Himley Woods, which all the kids around here know about. And instead of giving him a hand, they actually surrounded the bog and shot him. And then about 6-7 years ago, a group of treasure hunters, with metal detectors, were around by the bog and actually found musket balls, which they could date from about the same period. but that's a local legend. And I know that people who live down the Bridge North Road, I knew a couple when I was a schoolboy. My friends, their next door neighbour was actually quite familiar with it. Oh, you know, like, yeah, I've seen him come down.
So have you ever been down to those woods then, Alex?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'd say nearly everybody in Womben knows them quite well. You go there and, you know, you can feel something, but that can be your imagination a lot, like. But those are the facts which I grew up with anyway.
Wow. Cheers for that, Alex.
Okay, then.
And thank you very much, Debbie.
Thank you.
Do you still work at Hull Beach House?
No, I don't. I left about 12 months ago. Not because of all the spooky things, but...
Well, I wouldn't see you going back in the building now after hearing all this. Debbie, have a good night.
Thank you.
There we are, Debbie and Alex talking about Hull Beach House and all things around Womburn and around Himley. If you know anything about that, someone rang me and told me a story about something that happened in Womburn. By the way, Nicola on 5. I will be with you in a minute, don't worry. Just spooking you a little bit. There's a story about... Now, there's a railway track. Andy, you were born in Womburn.
Born and bred there, yes. 100 yards from the disused railway track, actually.
Disused railway track in Womburn. Someone rang up and told me that there...
Hang on, it isn't a headless horseman
No.
or horses involved.
Horses are involved, yeah.
Usually are with that railway line.
Well, this guy said he was driving up there and his car went all weird. And like, it started, like, the lights flickering and it started shuddering away.
It's not where the bridge has been taken out at Himley by any chance, is it?
I think he said round there, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So what happens is when the car goes like that, they hear things like footsteps on top of the car. And apparently it's the horses still going along the old road. And with subsidence and everything like that, the road is actually lower now. And the horses are still riding at their original level, which is above the car, about the right height. And that's what's been heard along there. So if anyone knows about that...
I must admit, when we were at school, there's all sorts of stories that go around about that railway line itself, and there was always stories about horses galloping around, and you'd hear them in the night, but you'd never see anything. But I must admit, I never saw anything myself.
Are you from Womburn? Anywhere near that area? Himley? If you've got any ideas, give us a call now. It's the spooky phone-in from Beacon FM. It's Wolverhampton 754 123, Shrewsbury 236 235. Nicola, are you there?
Hiya.
Right, I'll be with you in just 2 ticks, all right?
Okay.
Don't go anywhere. And we got Jo, the lazy student. She's in the cellar. And we'll check in with her in just a second, because I've got to press this.
Everybody's Halloween special. Call now on Wolverhampton 754 123 or Shrewsbury 236 235.
Those are the numbers. Wolverhampton 754 123, Shrewsbury 236 235. If you just joined us, just come in from the pub or something, between now and 1 o'clock tomorrow morning as we straddle the eve of Halloween, and Halloween, we're doing a ghosty phone-in. So if you've got any stories, any ghosty things happen to you, do you believe in ghosts, or do you think it's a load of old codswallop? Wolverhampton 754 123 and Shrewsbury 236 235. We've got Jo, our lazy student, trapped in the basement here at Beacon FM, which is reputed to be haunted. We're going to check in with her in a moment. First of all, let's say on 5, we've got Nicola. You're on Beacon FM. Hello.
Hiya.
You all right?
I'm fine, thank you.
Whereabouts are you, Nick?
We're in Hilltop, which is in West Bromwich.
All right, and what are you doing then exactly, Nicola?
We're doing a sleepover with the 30th West Bromwich Guides at our local church hall.
Are you mental?
No, it's what the girls wanted to do.
Dear me.
We've had a few spooky goings on already.
Oh, tell me, what's happened?
Well, it's the building that the church is now on used to be an old Victorian school, and it is renowned that the footsteps of the mistress of the school can be found. And we've sort of heard footsteps that don't belong to any of us, because we're all tucked up in sleeping bags in a very small room. And we can hear these footsteps around on a wooden floor.
Yeah.
We're on a carpeted floor at the moment. And also the toilets, which are at the other end of the church hall, have been flushing. The gents' toilets in particular have been flushing, and there are no gentlemen here at all tonight.
Wow.
And the taps in the kitchen have turned themselves on and off as well quite frequently. So we're sitting here getting a little stressed out.
Yeah, exactly. Like, apparently the thing is with spirits, anything electrical, anything sort of anything mechanical or electrical, they tend to mess with because that's how they show their power. They show that they're there. Water is one that is very, very significant. So like the toilets flushing and things like that. You're in for some fun there. How old is the church you're at?
Well, we're in a new building now, but I think the church is about 160, 170 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
So I think across 160, 170 years old, that a few things would have happened in there.
Yeah.
But you know, for one thing, you're going to be safe in a church.
Well, yes, we hope so.
So have you ever seen anything before?
We've never actually seen anything. There's been lots of people have said that they've seen shadows, or they've seen sort of like white flashes and sparkles, but it's mainly been sounds and, sort of strange phenomena going on.
Yeah.
Because it's used frequently throughout the week with all sorts of scouts and guides and brownies and rainbows, and everybody keeps saying that they see things or hear things. I mean, nobody seems to believe us, not even the vicar.
Not even the vicar?
No.
Oh, the vicar thinks you're lying. Vicar, you just want to hear what this woman's saying. Your church has got some ghosties in it. Well, I'll tell you what, we've got your number. Andy's got your number, hasn't he?
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll keep checking in with you through the night.
Okay.
So that sounds... as soon as something happens, you give us a call, okay?
Okay.
You let us know. And may the force be with you there. Dear me, isn't that frightening? We got Dave Lillishall, Abbey on 4. Hello, Dave.
Hiya, Nixie.
You all right?
Fine, thanks.
What's it like there?
Oh, spooky, man. Spooky.
Whereabouts are you? Are you in there or...?
Yeah, we're just on the outskirts. We've just been in the Abbey.
Yeah.
Which was destroyed in the Civil War in about 1650.
Yeah.
We're just on the outskirts of it, just on a bench that's just outside. A couple of the girls, one of the girls that's with us has got a bit apprehensive because we've seen an apparition at the far end of the Abbey. We thought it was a bush.
What, this is tonight?
Yeah, tonight. We've been up and had a look. There's nothing out there. There's absolutely nothing there. There's not even a bush.
Wow.
And you could actually see something at the far end of the Abbey. And
so is it dark? Is it white or what?
It's white. If you can remember back when the abbots, when they were actually in the Abbey, they used to wear white.
Wow.
When they used to walk around. And this is pure white. There is a little bush at the far end, but it's below the wall.
Yeah.
So you can't actually see from where we were standing. When we went up the top end, you could see the bush, and it's grey. But this thing was pure white and glistened. We've been up and had a look, and there's nothing there.
If anyone knows the history of Lillishall Abbey, anyone who's well into it, who reads a lot of history books, give us a call. Wolverhampton 754-123 and Shrewsbury 236-235. Andy, what you got?
Simon, we just had a phone call from Damien. Nice name.
You're joking.
No, Damon. Damien.
All right,
just been on the phone. He's going to go off down to White Lady Chapel for... Is it Chapel Priory? White Lady Priory in Technol. He's going to disappear. We'll talk to him about 25, 30 minutes.
He's called Damien.
He's called Damien. Him and his mates. Give us a mobile number. They're going to ghost bust for us down at White Lady's Priory.
Excellent. All right. That's cool. All right then, mate. Well,
okay.
let us know what's happening there, and we'll keep checking in with Big Dave at Lillishall Abbey, who's seen an apparition. Right, let's go to the Beacon FM basement, where we've got Joe. Hello, Joe.
Hello.
God, you sound happy.
Oh, I'm excellent, Simon.
What's happening?
We think this is a winder, what we're going to tell you now.
What?
The phone keeps ringing, and it's either dead or it's somebody like making heavy breathing noises.
Or Andy.
Well, it's not.
Like,
it's not Andy next door because he's been constantly taking phone calls for
the
show. And Andy is actually.
Speak now.
Andy's taking a phone call now. You know what I mean? He's talking on the radio.
Yeah.
So what? How many times has this happened?
That's about the 7th time, and
there's heavy breathing.
Heavy breathing, just silence. What's happening now?
Silence now.
Silence at the moment, and yeah, you can ring this from outside. So if any member of staff from this place is ringing us and wonders, I'm going to kill you.
Joe,
whoever you are.
I need to point out to you, Joe, that number.
Yeah.
Is actually, well, all the numbers are internally at Beacon. It's an ex-directory number, so
I'm saying if
only
it's a member of staff.
No, it's not on the staff list.
Is it not?
No, the number for downstairs isn't on the staff list. On
That's
the new
true, 'cause
one,
it's no one's desk, is it?
On the new one that Queen Elizabeth printed, it's not there.
Well, someone knows that number.
That's really weird. All right, we'll leave Joe and the Intrepid Explorers. Are you an explorer? Down in the Beacon FM basement. If you've got any ghost stories or you're out now and you're somewhere so that's quite spooky, call now. Beacon FM. Today's better music mix on 97.2, 103.1. It's Wolverhampton 754-123, Shrewsbury 236-235. And you got something to say before we hit
just had a thought, actually, because it's just after chucking out time, the pubs. If you've been down your local and it's renowned for being haunted, because we know that quite a few pubs around here are haunted. There's the Starving Rascal, which is down near Stourbridge. I know that one's haunted. I've been there. There's a good story behind that one as well. So if your local pub's haunted, we'd like to hear from you, wouldn't we?
Or if you're...
I'll show you.
sort of stuff. So if you know anything about that place, I'll do some of the other ones. We'll do those between now and 1 o'clock Halloween morning. Hannah, are you there now?
I am, yeah.
Thank goodness! Hallelujah! Is this the ghosts coming into play or what?
Well, I think it must be, actually.
This is really spooky. Now, you are a member of the Young Farmers.
Indeed.
In Whitchurch.
Yes.
And you rang me the other night and you said, Nixie, I've got a place that is well spooky, well haunted. Where is it? Tell us about it, Hannah.
It's a farm near Whitchurch.
Yeah.
And, well, we've heard it's haunted, but who knows?
And you are fearless.
We are.
You sound it. You don't sound worried at all.
No.
What would you do if you, come into face-to-face with an evil spirit or something going, I'm going to get you?
I'd probably shit my pants.
Well, I'll tell you what, Julie, who...
I'd like to just say a big thank you to Julie.
Because when you came round earlier on, Julie, she rang me and she says, are you doing a ghost hunt tonight? And I said, yes, just because we had a couple of girls around asking. So Julie actually owns the farm. They're busy renovating it and everything. They're living in a caravan right now. So thanks to Julie for letting you guys there. And I'll keep my fingers crossed that we might have something happen up there for Hannah and the people from the Young Farmers. We'll check in with some of the other ones in just a moment. But if you want the numbers, if you're affected by the floods in Shropshire, give it to you in just a moment. We'll play this great song. Here's Coolio, LV, and the Gangster's Paradise.